Hi, welcome to the JALTCALL Podcast. I'm your host for the day, Brian Gallagher, and I'm joined by Robert Remmerswaal at Sojo University. Hey, Robert, how are you doing?
I'm good. Hi, Brian. How are you?
I'm okay. Okay. I'm kind of getting ready for what's going to be a very long weekend coming up kind of soon enough. So today we're going to be talking about the 2025 JALT International Conference.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah. Right, okay. So for JALT International Conference, already one section has been completed, and that was the Technology in Teaching Professional Development Workshops. They
Yes.
were held in the summer, right?
Yeah, we had a lot of participants. I guess we had, I'm trying to remember all the sessions, but we had, I'd say a good 25 people at the attending the workshops. We had some very solid presentations, and those recordings are still available and up on the website.
Right. Okay. So for they were called like Technology in Teaching. So the plenary was Claire Kanako, and she taught about smart materials, smart glasses, creating language classroom materials with AI. And then plenary was Jenny Rolfe Rothman. So like what PD is
Yes.
best for me. So folk running that were yourself, Luc
Yeah.
Goujon, and Wayne Malcolm, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And so yeah, contributions. I think there were. One, two, three. I'm just read them. There's about six different sessions or more, maybe up to eight.
So, I mean, for everyone for 2026, just keep your eyes open for when that pops up again. We're set up to do it online for another year, so yeah, get your workshops ready ahead of time.
Right. It's a good thing. Yeah, I think like having them, maybe parts of it recorded too, makes it easy for people to miss out on the bits or to catch up on the bits they would have missed out on. Right. Okay. Anyway, so coming up next weekend, of course, is the JAL International Conference. And it
Yay.
is in Tokyo again. This is going to be my third visit to Tokyo this year because there was Pansig. It was
Hmm.
up in the Tokyo or Kanto area.
Yeah.
And then soon after was JALT Call Sig Conference. And so now I'm going again for the third time. I think I've seen Tokyo enough, but yeah, we're going to go for the third time. And the conference is going to be at Kokuritsu Kyogi-jo, which is the original Olympic Center. Its proper name is the National Olympics Memorial Youth Center. But my understanding is that this is kind of like the old venue, like the old original Olympics venue from back in the 60s,
Okay.
maybe. What was it? So
Okay.
the buildings are there
Sounds right.
is if people are going, it's not going to be like what was the most recent Olympics buildings, the super duper mega expensive ones. So it's going to be the National Olympics Memorial Youth Center, which is uh, near to the other venue they had. Of course, they reworked it. So there's going to be a couple of things featuring. So
Oh,
I'm going to be there for the podcast workshop, and that is on Saturday the 1st at 2:30 until
so,
3:30.
yeah. Hopefully, we'll have it's a good place for chapters or SIGs who are looking to get their own podcast going, or just individuals as well, right? Can get some good information, find out what
Yeah,
we do and what they could do for themselves.
yeah. So the workshop that we're going to do, we are going to just explain how our podcast works, and we're going to show people how to do recording and then how to edit in Audacity. We'll have links in the show notes for people to install before they come, and then how to produce your own small podcast and put it out on a channel. In any way that you want to try and do it. So it's going to be, hopefully, we think it's going to be short and simple. It'll be a three step. So the step one will be recording, step two will be producing, and then step three will be sorry, step two will be the editing, and then step three will be the producing. So we're all set and ready for that. So please come along
Perfect.
and have a try. You don't need any special equipment. We're just going to record things with our computers because every computer's got a good microphone, right? And then if you feel like you want to do more, then you can look into better quality microphones and stuff like that at a later date. So that's going to be Geoff Carr, myself, and Robert Dykes are going to be there. And also, well, actually, before that, there's going to be the JALTCALL SIG Forum, and that's on the same Saturday, 1st of November 2025, and that is from 11 till 12:30. So the forum is 90 minutes, and that's going to be in the large hall. So I wonder how large the large hall is at an Olympic venue.
Yeah, I imagine it might be fairly large.
Yeah, right. Okay. So actually, the workshop's going to be room 404. But yeah, before that is going to be the forum, and that is in the large hall. So who's all featuring in the forum?
Good question. Uh, well, this year, just like last year, we are planning to have a discussion going on during the
Hmm.
forum. So while um, our featured speakers will be kind of leading the discussion, we do want to have a lot of audience participation and kind of get not consensus, but just an understanding of what are some of the thoughts around AI or other parts of call right now, because we're all teachers and we all have our experiences and we all want to learn from each other. So the forum is a great way to get a snapshot of what all these practitioners are doing in their classrooms.
Yeah, so speakers. So I'm gonna be on the panel with Bradley Irwin from Kyoritsu Women's University, and Frederick Bacala, as well as Geoff Carr from Asahikawa, James York from Meijo University, and Robert Dykes from Sojo University. So there's one, two, three, four, five. There's going to be six people on the panel. There might also be another additional guest coming, a secret guest, which even I don't know. Even I don't know. I thought Geoff is the mastermind for the forum. So yeah, so it's hopefully going to be an open forum. So each of the speakers maybe talk a bit about a specialized topic, and then it'll be just a moderated discussion. I think there was talk of possibly even having debate style in it, but
So, JALT Call Forum, join us for a timely discussion on technology enhanced language learning in an era shaped by AI, multilingualism, and evolving assessment practices. We'll have a chance to speak, not only hear from our guests, but also take feedback and opinions from the audience.
yeah, so come to the JALTCALL forum to learn about this site and find out what we do. So this year we will host. It's going to be an open, moderated discussion on the relevance and application of AI in the classroom. So there's also going to be discussion on AI ethics and policy, individual perspectives on the various use of technologies in the classroom. So the panel member projects will be discussed. Well, they're going to be presented for discussion, and then audience participation, Q&A invited and encouraged. So hopefully people will. I think a forum should be, like people get to ask questions the whole way through and not just at the end. So uh, I'm trying to think of so Freddie Bacala, who is of course a JALTCALL member. He's at Yokohama City University, and I think the other members that we've got, everybody is well aware of. I do. All right. Okay. So that is the forum. That is the forum. And I guess JALT International is a kind of, I don't want to say the word monster, but it's a really big it's a really big conference. Robert, how many times have you been to a JALT International conference?
I've joined two times,
And where were they?
and yeah, uh, well, I've been able to join JALT kind of from the pandemic, so that was really my experiences with the international conference. But even that, I think there was 30 parallel sessions happening across different Zoom rooms, and it's a lot, over 1,000 participants, both online and now back in person. We're still getting those 1,000 people plus each time. So
Yeah.
uh, there's a lot you
Mm,
can do. And if you don't have a plan, you might just be
mm,
overwhelmed and
mm.
lost. So make sure you get your desired schedule made beforehand to get the
Right,
most
right,
out of
right.
this
Yeah, I think it's
conference.
really critical to comb through, especially on your way there, even if you've not prepared before, but comb through while you're traveling, to pick out some kind of like juicy bits. I
Yeah.
think like techniques that I'd seen people use before was, if you're a new researcher and you're maybe kind of like job hunting, is maybe look for presenters that are in your local area, and that way you can get to meet the presenters. Yeah, or if you're more
Oh, okay.
focused on, you're kind of like mid-level, you're more focused on your actual research, then look for the topics and don't worry about the locale, of people. So I guess there's different ways to approach going to a big conference.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah,
smart,
yeah.
especially for those job
Right, right, right.
hunters.
Yeah, I think like that's what I
Um,
did. The first one I went to was in Shizuoka, the Grand Ship. And I thought like, yeah, so I was just looking for people that worked in Aichi or Nagoya area. Because I thought, well, I'll go and I'll try and say hello and introduce myself, and give a job,
yeah, yeah.
if it's kind of possible. You know?
One other thing people should know, the venue has a very strict no cash policy. So if you're planning to attend and register the day of,
uh,
you can, but you still have to do that on your phone and you still have to
right,
pay
all digital.
electronically. If you think that's going to be a problem for you, contact the conference committee earlier than later because there's a very, very strict no cash policy at the
Right, so
venue.
that also means that there's no kind of coffee service, or there must be their own services like that, but it means that there's no independent sellers or private, I guess you would call them private sellers like
Hmm.
yatais and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, Right. Okay. So there's also I'm going to be doing another forum. So if you're in the Brian Gallagher fan club, you can come to the Pi Sig forum, which is on the Sunday. So I'm going to be presenting and demonstrating on proprioception in elocution, and so it's going to be a very short and tactile presentation. It's going to cover speech motor control and how proprioception aids elocution. So, in my younger days, I used to go to the Carol Fry School of Elocution and Drama, and so I'm quite interested in drama and theatre and elocution. Elocution. So, of course, that is how to speak eloquently. So.
Okay.
Uh, yeah,
Never heard that
so
before.
it's basically doing your A E I O U Te Ti Tai To Tu Me Me My Mo Moo, and so the kind of like part of the forum is really it's kind of workshoppy, because most performance things are. So I'm going to be showing people how they can get students to uh, physically understand how their mouth works. So
Okay.
proprioception is basically, just like understanding through touch how that your body works. And so
Okay.
the the technique is very simple. So you turn your thumb sideways and you pinch your thumb with your teeth. And when you speak, your thumb will be able to feel when the lips are touching together, when the tongue is forward or up or down or backwards. And so you can feel that going all the way through your arm to your brain. And so you have a proprioceptive understanding of what is going on. Uh, Yeah, so it's
Interesting.
it's 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 a simple technique, but it's very effective, especially for students that struggle to make specific sounds. I guess the other technique you can use is, when people just speak into a mirror. I often catch my daughters watching themselves speak, just so they can understand, like, what do I look like?
Okay.
What's my mouth doing? Like, how do I appear? So, yeah, so that's going to be at the forum. There's actually a lot of great people in the forum there. There's one of the guys who is from the Juilliard School of Drama in New York. Yeah, so
Wow.
he's professionally trained, and some others who. So I'm low in the billing there, um, but yeah, that's going to be on the Sunday. All right, okay. Join us in
Interesting.
part two, where we're going to tell you about the things that are coming up on the horizon. Hi, welcome back to part two. So in this section, we're just going to talk about what's coming up on the horizon. So, of course, the monthly EdTech sessions at the Zoom for Professional Development, the ZPD, are always on the final Tuesday of the month. So in the ZPD, all JALT members are invited to come along, and there are lots of different breakout groups. So, in our breakout group, we are going to be helping people with any educational technology questions that they have. So, ed tech questions. We are not the task force that are helping people with specific technolo technological questions or like their setup.
Hmm.
We're going to be more kind of like the pedagogical aspects of using tech in technology. Sorry, in education. Robert, can you tell us what's coming up in February 2026?
Yeah, on Friday, the 13th of February, we have the Sutliff Conference, the Sojo University Teaching and Learning Forum. It's down in Kumamoto. It's a Friday, as of course, Friday the 13th. But we also have some nice Thursday bring your own poster event and a castle tour on Saturday. So if you've wanted to come out to the countryside, see Kumamoto, I we're a pretty big city, 750,000, not that small. We're on the Shinkansen. We've got an airport, so come on down. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, we just really try to mix that conference with a laid back feeling and great chance to network. And we've just got our panelists figured out now too. So come hear what some of the experts in the Nankyu area are saying.
So in
Yeah, it's going
February,
to be a
of
lot of
course,
fun.
like everybody, hopefully will be in their winter break. So it shouldn't be they shouldn't have to cancel classes or anything like that. So it's either
Exactly.
what is there any reason why you have like Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
So a lot of people in our area are working, like have to work Monday to Friday, but aren't necessarily
Mm,
so busy. So rather than take up everyone's weekend, we thought let's take up the
mm,
weekday where they're not people aren't really
mm,
doing much in the office. If they're off, like at my university, most of us will not be in the office at that time anyway, so it doesn't really hurt to a weekend or weekday doesn't make much of a difference for us. So we thought let's see how it goes and try a Friday for the main session rather than the Saturday we
mm,
typically do.
mm.
So it's our first time around. We'll see
Right.
how it
Okay. So
goes.
it's a good idea. So I guess like if people have got families, then I guess you can go and get the brunt of it done, and then still get back for parental duties. Yeah.
Exactly. My girls will be at kindergarten at the time, so I don't have to miss seeing them on the weekend.
Kindergarten.
I get to do both.
Kindergarten is a cute stage.
Yeah,
I'm past that. I'm past that
it
stage.
is.
I'm past that stage now. My girls are all in all in school. So I guess like our schedules line up a bit kind of like more than they did. Kindergarten's a bit frantic. Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
Right. Also coming up in March 2026, on March 7th, there's going to be the JALTCALL Symposium at Kyoritsu Women's University in Tokyo, and that is going to be
Mhm.
a a one-day conference, and it's going to be focusing on teachers as opposed to focusing on specific technologies or academics and research. So that's hopefully going to be a really kind of nice tonic that works well with all of these other conferences where people are banging out research, research, research. So the symposium hopefully be a chance for people to do more kind of like tasks together and share kind of classroom kind of skills, stuff like that. And
Yeah, sounds like
finally,
a great one.
so we have got, of course, the JALTCALL SIG conference, our own main conference, will be coming up in
Yes.
June of 2026. So announcements are going to be released in the next week or so. So make sure you're looking out for them on socials and read the details in the newsletter when they come out. So we can't reveal all the information right at this moment, but we're really close to putting out that call for submissions.
Yeah. Definitely start getting those ideas ready. Definitely accepting papers, call for proposals. So, yeah, get those ready, get those
Yeah,
ideas
yeah,
going.
and it's going to be in a good part of the country. Right, okay, we're going to wrap up for today. So, recommendation of the month. So, normally, recommendation of the month, we give you a, a tool or something, but what we want to try and recommend to you, of course, is the JALTCALL podcast on SoundCloud and your usual podcast services, plus our YouTube channel. And of course, we'll have links in the show notes. So please come along to see us, even if you are busy doing like other presentations. We of course have the JALTCALL SIG table in the main area of the JALT conference, and we'll see you all at JALT and all these other great events. Okay, everybody. See you next time on the JALTCALL podcast.
Have a good one.